Okay, well, hi everyone. Welcome to my first proper YouTube video. It won't be edited or anything because I don't know how to do that. So if I can upload it, that will be a miracle. But I wanted to have a chat to you all because I've decided to freeze my eggs, and I wanted to have a chat to you guys about why I've decided to do that and etc. So, first of all, I'm 35 years old now. I don't have a significant other or a family of my own. I had always thought that I would have a family and kids at this stage of my life. That's just sort of always what I'd expected. I don't know where my life will take me and if I will ever have a family, and I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I wanted to have options. Now, when I was much younger, not much younger, a bit younger, I had a long-term partner I was with for 5 years. Unfortunately, that relationship ended just before I was 30. I did unfortunately suffer a miscarriage during the time that we were together, which was a very difficult thing to deal with, and I know that there are a lot of other women out there who've been through that, and families. So yeah, you know how difficult that can be, and 1 in 4 pregnancies can end that way. So it's just a fact of life, unfortunately, and we have to mourn it, grieve it, carry it, and move forward. So when I turned 30, I did look into freezing my eggs because I wanted that option to maybe have a family down the line. Everywhere I looked, though, it was $10,000, $15,000, and I just couldn't afford that. It was just, I thought, well, obviously this is for rich people who have all this money to spare, and I just don't have that, and so it's just not going to happen. I didn't look into it too extensively, I have to be honest. I just sort of briefly looked into it, saw the prices, and was just like, not going to happen for me. So I figured that was that. And then I think that's where the panic really set in for me, because I thought, oh, you know, I'm 30, everyone else around me is getting married and having children, and that's what I wanted for me. And if I don't do it now, because I think as women, we do have a biological clock, because we're born with all the eggs we're ever going to have, and when you sort of between sort of 30, 35, your fertility really starts to decline, and after 35, it's just very downhill from there. So you start to panic, and that's really what drew me to make the decision to go on Married at First Sight. And that was not a good decision. It was an absolute panic decision. So yeah, the good thing is there's other options, so you don't have to do anything stupid like that, which I'm sure you guys wouldn't anyway, because you're not dumb like I am. Well, was. I don't know. I'm still learning. So I wanted to talk to you about why I'm doing this, and that's the main reason, is just I want the opportunity down the line, if I do want to have a family, to maybe have that option there if I meet the person that I want to start a family with, to maybe have that opportunity to do that. And that might be when I'm 40, that might be when I'm 42. And if I've taken the steps to think about my fertility in advance, and I really do wish that I'd known about this particular option that I'm going to talk to you about when I was 30, because if I had, I don't even know if she was open then, but if I'd known about the pricing options and things like that, I would have done this then. And I just think how different my life would be if that had been the case, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Your life is what it is, and it is for a reason, I guess. I found a fantastic fertility doctor. She was recommended to me by a friend. That's how I came across her. I was talking to her about, I guess just we were talking about fertility, because she's going through some fertility treatments at the moment. She's looking to start a family with her beautiful husband. They have been for a while, and they're unfortunately having to go through fertility. They're having some fertility issues, so we were having a very open discussion about that, and that's another part of what this clinic does as well, is they do offer IVF and all the other different things that sort of fall before and after. I don't have an understanding of that, so I'm not really going to talk about it, but this clinic does offer those services as well. So if that's something that you are looking into, do know that Number One Fertility, which is the clinic I'm going to talk about, does also offer those services, but I just want to talk to you guys about the egg freezing because that's what I'm doing and what I know the most about, because that's what I've really looked into. So I wanted to do this as a non-sponsored post because, well, first of all, it wasn't offered to me to be a sponsored post, so to be clear, but also I wanted to be really honest with you guys about it. The reason I wanted to share it with you, I made this terrible attempt at doing it as a story sort of off the cuff yesterday, and I then became really emotional, and then my Instagram stuffed up and it just put the stories up, and the Daily Mail grabbed onto it, and then it became like sensationalized and like it was an attention seeking thing, and it was the exact opposite of what I wanted to achieve from sharing this with you guys. It's not attention. I just want people to know about this option because I'd known about it. I think I just want women to know that they have these other fertility options. That's why I wanted to share this with you guys, purely because I guess I do have a small platform now and I might as well use it to share what I can that's positive. I mean, I've used it to make a fool of myself consistently as I bumble around my existence, and shared my journey, and some of those mistakes and some of those things that I've shared have really resonated with people, and some of them made people very angry, rightly so in some cases. So but this is one of those things that is important to me, and I thought I'd use this opportunity to get the word out. So yes, that's that part. Okay, so the fertility clinic I'm dealing with is called Number One Fertility. So this is their card. I'll put all the information in the YouTube thing below once I work out how to do that. But they're based in Melbourne. I think she has some other clinics that she's looking to. I don't really know. You need to speak to the clinic. The same thing, don't come to me with a whole bunch of questions about certain things because I'm not going to know the answer, guys. You need to speak to the clinic. Their number I can tell you, but I'll put it in the thing, so don't stress too much, is 1-800-861-177. That's the number to call and ask questions. Don't ask me because I'm not going to know. So she has a couple of different clinics in around the Melbourne area that she's involved with, and so I went and met with her, and we sat down and we had a very open and honest discussion. So the first things first, for me, what I needed to do was to stop taking the pill. So I needed to be off that for a period of 6 weeks. So I threw my pill away a couple of weeks ago. I've been on the pill since I was in year 11 because I get incredibly bad period cramps. If that makes you uncomfortable, tough. Like incredibly bad. So I would have to take days off work, days off school. I fainted through a shower screen once, typical dramatic Clare style. So I've been on the pill for forever just for that reason. So I was quite nervous coming off it, to be honest, and I was quite sick. But oh well, things we do. So after I've been off for a bit over 6 weeks, and in the meantime, I'm doing some supplements and things like that, supplements and vitamins and things like that to ensure that my egg health is as good as possible. I'm also not drinking. I've been not drinking for 6 days now, so since New Year, but not drinking is part of what she's asked. So, really just making sure that your eggs are in the best condition possible. So that's the process that I'm going through right now. The next step from here will be later this year, which is January 2019. So later on this month, actually, towards the end of January, I'll be having my first counselling session, which is included, which I think is quite important. I don't think I realised the importance of the counselling sessions until yesterday, actually, when I uploaded my stories, and I just came out here to have a casual chat about it, and I just thought I'd just be like, I'll just tell the guys about this and there, and then I just burst into tears, and I don't really know where that came from. Maybe it's being off the pill, I don't know, but that's when I realised, wow, this is much more deep-seated and more emotional than I think I had thought it was for me. So yeah, I think counselling is certainly an important part of it. And then we'll be doing a test as well to see sort of where my egg levels are sitting, because as I said, you're born with all the eggs you'll ever have in your whole life, which is kind of amazing and weird, women, when you think of that. If you have a baby girl, look at that baby girl, she's got all the eggs she's ever going to have in her life. Isn't that insane? Yeah, so that's that, and then we'll be doing ultrasounds and things like that, and then I will hopefully start the hormone treatments from there. I will be sharing that with you guys because I want to share the good, the bad, the ugly of that, how that all goes. I mean, hormone treatments are pretty intense. They can be very different, from woman to woman, as everything is. So I don't know how I'm going to react to that. Some women, it really sends the hormones crazy and they can just go a bit cuckoo, which, let's be honest, is not going to be a massive stretch for me. So we'll see if that happens with me. We'll see. But as I said, it's very individual. So what happens with me doesn't mean that's going to happen with everyone, obviously. It's just I'm going to share my experience open and honestly with you guys. So I'll share some of the injections. If I'm going to put up an injection video, I will ensure that I always put up a video beforehand so that people that are squeamish about videos, not about videos, about needles can click forward. But I'll share the good, the bad, the ugly. I know because of the thyroid medication I'm on, it makes my blood quite thin, which is why I bruise very easily. So I know I'm going to be bruised to high heaven, which won't happen with most women, but I just know that's going to happen to me because that's just my body. So price-wise, this is what's amazing. Lynn, I'm just going to call her Lynn. Lynn wants women to realise that there are other options out there. So she started up this fertility clinic to give younger women the option of freezing their eggs at a younger age, because she recognised that price point of 10-15 grand was just not obtainable for most young women. And the fact of the matter is, like, you really want to be doing this sort of 25, 30, 32, 35 if you have to, but I mean, the younger you do this, the better quality eggs you're going to be freezing and the better chance you're giving yourself. So, I mean, if you're 25 and you're thinking, oh, fertility, that might never be an issue for me, it might not, but it might. So you could spend that bit of money that you may get on a tax return or something on something frivolous, or you could spend it on your future, and it may be something that you don't ever use, but it means you've got that option there, and having that option there will give you peace of mind when you're older. Like, you'll thank yourself, and you can decide to take them off and not keep them frozen, so it's not like you're stuck with them forever. Or you can continue to get them frozen every year. But the price point is around $2,700 plus theatre fees and medications. Again, all the information is on her Instagram and her website, so that's where you need to be going. But that's the kind of price point we're looking at, and she does also offer payment plans and things like that. So that is so much more achievable than 10-15 grand. I mean, if I'd known this, I keep saying that, but anyway, that sort of money I could have afforded back when I was 30, and then I wouldn't have been on Married at First Sight, and I wouldn't be talking to you now. So maybe everything does happen for a reason. So that's the price point that we're looking at here. So that is achievable, and that's why she started this clinic. And I think that's the message that I wanted to get out. That's the real reason I'm sharing this with you guys, is because I want other women to know that this woman, that Lynn, exists, and the clinic exists, and that you can freeze your eggs for that kind of price point. And then the ongoing yearly storage fees are $400. And if you think about it, if you put a little bit of money away, that's not too bad for most of us. If you think about a couple of nights out, or the money we waste stupid stuff on, that's really nothing. So that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. I could have just done this completely personally and privately, which probably would have been a lot easier, but I think I have a bit of a platform and I want other women to know that this option exists, because I wish that I knew. So I'm going to, as I said, share the whole journey with you guys, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll see how it goes. It may not work. That's the other thing. The aim is to get 20 good eggs that we can then freeze, because a lot of them actually don't survive the freezing process, and then even if they do, they might not be viable for, or the right type of eggs to turn into then embryos, or if they do become a quality embryo, you may implant it and it may not stick, or you know, you hear of so many people who go through IVF over and over again, and if you are using frozen eggs, that's what you're doing IVF. So whether that be with a donor or with a partner or whatever the case may be for you and your situation, so you need to be prepared for that. So the aim is to get 20, so that we hopefully have a few embryos, because if you just get 10, which is what a lot of clinics do, they'll charge you 15 grand for 10, and then maybe 6 or 7 will survive the freezing process, and then you may end up with just one viable embryo. And then if that was your whole fallback plan, and then you lose that embryo, or it doesn't stick, or it just doesn't work, that would just be so devastating. So having 20 just doubles your chances, really. So that's what we're aiming for. Whether we'll be able to retrieve that number, I don't know, but that's what we're aiming to retrieve. And as I said, I don't know what I necessarily plan from here. I'm just giving myself this opportunity for the future, for future Claire. I'm doing this for future me. So, you know, if I do meet someone and we want to start a family together, I've done this in advance. If I don't meet that person, I'm personally not at this stage, this particular version of me. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? I'm not looking to do this on my own. I'm not someone who's looking to become, who wants a child so much that I would personally decide to become a single mother. I have some friends that have done it, and through this method, and then egg donors, and they are the most incredible women who have the most incredible children, and I have so much admiration for them. But that's not what my plan is. This is really just an insurance policy for me, done, not even insurance, just a future plan, just an option for me for the future. So that's why I'm doing it. If the world's plan is for me to not have a family, that's okay with me. That's fine. That's something I'm okay with, and I've accepted now. And I'm also very open to fostering children. That's actually something I would really love to do when I'm financially capable of doing that. But that's not something I can do at the moment. I've got fostering dogs, and that's enough at the moment, trust me. Yeah, so okay, this is a bit better. Still a bit rambly and still not particularly informative, I know. This is something that you guys need to do your own reading on and do a lot of research into. I do think if it's something you're considering, go and do that research, think about it, and then if you are interested in the price point, contact the clinic and have a further discussion with them from there. But yeah, really, I just wanted women to start thinking about their fertility at a younger age so that they can do this for their future selves, like I am now. Hopefully I'm not too late. So anyway, let the journey begin, and let's see how it goes and where it takes us. All right, guys, bye.